Quote of the week: you can only have two things in life, reasons and results. Reasons don't count. Hi, I'm Jason Barlow, and I'm here as your therapist and coach to help you transform your stress, tension, and pain into health, happiness, and vitality. I think this is one of the best quotes out there. There are two things, reasons and results, and reasons don't count. So as your therapist and coach, I come to you each week with a series of different quotes. Hopefully you're finding something that you feel empowered by. This is what I love most of all about these quotes, is they're essentially an affirmation. And an affirmation is an inner command that helps you drive your physiology. See, for me as a therapist coach, I advocate with every fiber of my being that you have to start here first to get this healed to help transform your entire body. So that is, start here in your head, intellectually, get the knowledge, but transform it into something very heartfelt here at your heart center, so that then from your heart center, it starts to pump that message through your entire physiology. I said this just on Friday. Your body believes every word you say. What are those inner commands that you're sharing with your body every day? You know, we have over 35,000 different thoughts a day. What's the quality of those thoughts that you're putting in? The very premise of these quotes is to help you reaffirm and bring some new context to, let's start with content, and then the context comes. New content to your mind so that the context within which you live starts to change. Reasons versus results. Another way to look at reasons is excuses, right? I think the best example I'll share with you on my personal level is for about the last 10 years, I've had this vision and this dream to want to write a book. And I always had many reasons to not write that book. I didn't know where to start, what topic to choose. Shall I do all topics? Shall I just do one? I felt like a child in a candy store struggling to make his decision which one I should pick first, or which one out of these selections should I go for. Then COVID came along. Now for me, the COVID challenge that came was actually presenting an opportunity, and it was as if COVID came knocking and said to me, hey, you've been saying, or you've been given reasons that time is an issue for you. And I now had no reason, no excuse anymore for time not being an issue. And so I chose consciously to make that decision. Okay, this is the opportunity I've been waiting for. Why am I delaying? And so with that in mind, I took the time upon myself to actually make it happen. And now here we are, 8 months later. I launched my book just 2 months ago. You can download a copy. I'll tell you more about that momentarily. It's a free digital edition. I've also brought out a paperback edition too. So when you're seeking results with respect of your health, your happiness, and vitality, there's kind of a sequence that I recommend. And that sequence is all about transforming your thoughts. You start with the head and move from that point. And so we have to consider that our results are coming from our actions. Our actions are dictated by our feelings, and our feelings are driven by our thoughts. Ultimately, the number one resource that you have at your disposal any time of any day is your thoughts and your feelings. That it's not about the number of external resources on the outside from you, so much as it is how resourceful you are from the inside to the outside. And so ultimately, if you wish to have different results, you must trace it back to your thoughts. Your thoughts give rise to your feelings, give rise to your actions, and give you your results. So if you want different results, take different actions. If you want different actions, have different feelings. And to have different feelings, change your thoughts. Then ultimately, you've got to be prepared to jump in with 2 feet. not stand halfway in and halfway out of the doorway. If somebody was to stand in such a fashion, right, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, a person could ask them, are you going in or you're leaving? What does that depend upon? It depends upon their intention. Actually, I'm intending to come in. Then they're committing to going in. Actually, I'm intending to leave. Then they're on the way to leaving. But until they put that second foot into that pathway of either leaving, departing, or entering into that building, they're kind of stuck between the two. Their intention has got to shift. Their thought has got to shift in order for that commitment to happen and make themselves go down the pathway that they've chosen. A lot of people's reasons, excuses orientate around, as I just gave you an example, time is probably the biggest one. What I highly recommend, and this has been a learning curve for me the last 8 months. Yes, precious opportunity, 3 months gave me a chance to knuckle down and get on and write that book. Here I am now, though, wanting to write my second book. I don't have that gift of time. And quite frankly, I don't want that gift of time as far as that income, right? That income deplenished significantly during that 3 months. We were in good standing. We got through it, but it was a challenge on its own. So what I'm highly recommending you do, and this is my goal in moving forward too, is just make a 1% change. What are those tiny things that you can do consistently every day so that you can move yourself along the pathway towards the results that you're actually wanting? And instead of paying attention to those reasons and excuses, you have far more inspiration from inside to navigate you even when those reasons come up. I'm going to share with you right now. Every week that I sit down and commit myself to writing my blog, there are multiple reasons they manifest in my mind saying, oh, go and take a break, right? Or go and see the family. Or why don't you go for a walk? Oh, it looks nice outside. Go and enjoy the sunshine. Who's coming in later today? Right? All these distractions. We have to learn how to harness and control and focus. Focus on the 1% change that you can make and that you can consistently push through despite these inner reasons that come up. And then gradually over time, as you massage your mind and change your thought patterns, it changes your feelings, it changes your actions, it changes your results. The last thing I'm going to leave you with, and it's my one of my favorite kind of cycles of action, if you will, is to take an action, to get some feedback, to make a correction. Take another action, get some feedback, and make a correction. This is as a coach that I teach particularly basketball, but we can apply this to our health as well. We take an action, 1%, remember. We take an action, we get some feedback. Is it working? Is it not? What do we need to fine tune? Make that correction and then take another action. Motion is important and emotion is part of that. It's energy in motion. Action, feedback, correction, and never give up. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Jason Barlow, RMT. Please go to my website, jasonbarlowrmt.com. From there, you can download a free digital edition of my book, The 15-Step Playbook for Pain Relief. You can also, from there, if you wish, click on some links and you can get to some interesting ideas that I'm sharing with that through my blog. In addition, I also have some downloadable programs on there for you to improve your flexibility and mobility. So if you're in a position right now where you're thinking, okay, I'm motivated to get going with these things. How do I do them? The how-tos, I built them into what I call the first aid for pain relief. So especially if anybody's out there right now in a lot of pain, go check that out on my website. If you prefer to have a paperback edition of my book, go to Amazon. You can also get my Kindle edition on there too. I appreciate you joining me today. We'll see you again tomorrow. And remember, your muscle health is my #1 priority. Take care.